So there's a few things that I don't do as a married woman. Number one, I do not cook for my husband. I only cook for my children. My husband will be making his own breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Number two, I do not help him pay any bills. So if he is short on the rent, on utilities, or anything like that, it is not my problem. I will not be helping him out. His job is to provide for his family, so I am not financially contributing to any of the bills. Number three, I do not do his laundry. I have my own laundry and my children's laundry to do, so he could do his own. I won't help him put it away. I won't help him fold anything. That's his responsibility. Number four, he is responsible for replacing any of his essentials like soap, shampoo, anything like that. He needs to go buy it himself. Even if I'm at the store, I will not be replacing it for him. If he needs new underwear, new socks, or anything like that, that's for him to do. I'm not going to do it for him. I'm not going to enable a perfectly grown-ass adult because then they get used to that shit. So, no.
Despite the creator's admission that it was all a joke, an increasing number of ungrateful people posing as wives on social media frequently spread foolish ideas similar to this one.
2 weeks ago, I said I don't do my husband's laundry. And a lot of people are saying, whoa, 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 those are small acts of kindness. Why wouldn't you want to do that for your partner? But here's the thing. Small acts of kindness that are mostly domestic labor just add up to work at the end of the day. So here's a list of things that I don't do for my husband. You all know I don't do his laundry. He can do that himself. I do my laundry and we do the kids' laundry, but he does his own. I don't cook dinner. He cooks dinner every single night. I do breakfast and lunch for us and our kids. I don't pack him a lunch. If he's hungry, he'll figure out what he's going to eat for lunch the same way that I do. I don't make his doctor's appointments because guess what? He's not making mine. Would it be kind of me to do that? For sure. Is it my job? Absolutely not. I want him to be healthy, but he's a grown-ass man and he can book his own appointments, right? There's a lot of things that I don't do for my husband. I don't schedule his haircuts. I don't pack his clothes for vacation. Right? I don't do those things. I don't buy him new underwear when it's got holes in it. All of those are things that he's a grown man and he can do himself. Can I do small acts of kindness for him? Of course I can. And I do. I see a vinyl that I think he's going to like because he's creating a vinyl collection. I buy it. I'm at the store and I see something that I think he might enjoy eating. I buy it. I find a new non-alcoholic beer that he wants to try out. I buy it. Right? Those are small acts of kindness. Doing his laundry, cooking him dinner, making him lunch, booking his doctor's appointments, all those things, that's domestic labor. Those are chores. Those are not acts of kindness. Do I do them occasionally when he's working a lot? Of course. Do I cook dinner sometimes when he's had a really long day? Of course. But me not doing that does not mean that I don't show him love or kindness. They're different things. It is not my job as a wife, it is not in my job description to do all the domestic labor as small acts of kindness to my partner and receive nothing in return. I agree with this commenter. If it's going both ways, fantastic. But oftentimes, domestic labor, especially when you have children, adds up. And so no, I am not my husband's personal secretary or his personal assistant. I am none of those things. I am his partner, I am his equal, and I do not have to do things to cater to him and serve him at all times to be kind and loving for him.
I find it fascinating that you take great pride in being a mean and condescending wife to your husband. You really are a narcissistic person if you put away his clothing on purpose while doing your own and the kids' laundry. Honestly, all you just said was, I keep score. If he's not doing it, I'm not doing it. In other words, you're a cruel wife who doesn't care enough about her husband to go above and beyond to make him happy. I wish you luck on that one. But the truth is, I feel awful for you since you don't realize how incredibly replaceable you are. And more fools like you are popping up on the internet every day.
I am not going to thank my husband for putting a new trash bag into the trash can. I'm not going to thank him for putting his clothes in the hamper. I'm not going to thank him for unloading the dishwasher. I'm not going to thank him for changing a diaper. I'm not going to thank him for cleaning a toilet. I'm not going to thank him for making the bed. I'm not going to thank him for doing any of the things that just come with living in a house. Like, if he would have to do it, if I didn't live here, like if he lived by himself and that was still a required task, I'm not saying thank you. That is just part of existing in a functioning home. Things I will say thank you for: getting my towel for me if I forget it when I'm in the shower, refilling my water and putting it on the nightstand, plugging my phone in if I forget to and I fall asleep. Those are things I'll say thank you for. I'll even say thank you if I tell him, hey, I'm gonna fold that little laundry later, and he goes ahead and does it. That's helpful to me. That was something I was going to do and he was aware.
Actually, if you are only going to say thank you to your husband for things that directly benefit you, then you are just a very entitled and self-centered person. So say you made dinner and served your husband, but he never expresses gratitude because, well, you ate out of the food too. Just listen to how absurd that sounds.
About that. I'm not worried about that. Because I'm going to tell you why you're not worried, because you don't care. I can already see that. You're not in love with this man, and you are not treating that man like you love him.
I love him. I really do. I really do love him.
I really wish you could define love, because
And that's why I came today, because maybe you could help us, because I do love him. I don't see my life without him.
Your Honor, she very verbal abusive. She called me fat, lazy. She said, I don't do this, I don't do this. I need to get up, I need to play with my son. I worked 15 hours a day. So when I come in, if I go in at 5, I come back home at 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Your Honor, she had the audacity to tell me, if I don't lose no freaking weight, she gonna sleep with a because I'm too big. That's what she said out of her mouth. And she just keep going on and on. She's gonna leave me. So yes, I have insecurity about her going out. I give you everything. These kids, I take care of them from left and right. So yes, I'm always tired. It's not my weight. It's not me being that. It be, I work, I feed this family. I come home. Like I came home, I asked her to cook one day. She didn't even cook. I came home from work for doing 16 hours. I cooked, I fed the family, and then we still went out. So she think that because I go to work, she could do anything. She thinks she's still the party girl. Everybody that comes into town, they calls her, let's party, party. You don't even have the money. Who pays all the bills? I pay the bills.
An ingrate will always be an ingrate, and there is nothing you can do about it. This woman right here is nothing but an ingrate and a pest, so I'm not sure why he's still with her. Please get rid of her.
Yeah, go ahead, Mommy.
I just want to share something. I learned this, what you saying, I had to learn this in my 30s. When I was 20 and I was with my kid's father, we have kids together and this and that. I used to choose my friends over him. It wasn't even going out of the country for him to be like, she don't value me. Mm-hmm. He got his all for his wisdom tooth pulled, right? That night he needed me. But my friend said, let's go to TGI Friday. We drinking. I'm finna go to TGI Friday. Like, I did not know how important it was for me to be there with him instead of going out with my friends. So that's why I'm saying, like, and in the end, when I left that relationship, left my family and value those friends more, they was not there.
They don't be.
When shit came, when shit hit the fan, Absolutely. They wasn't there for
was
me.
He ever like that?
Women need to understand that their relationships should always come first because those friends, whom they cherish more than their partners, will never stand by them.
Here are some things that I will not be doing as a married woman. Let's jump in. If you are not my parents or my siblings, you will not be staying in my house. Book a hotel. Getting on the internet to talk about me and my husband's business, you won't catch me doing it. Detailing any aspect of my relationship with my husband to my friends, especially my sex life, nah, it ain't happening. Posting sexy pictures on the internet, I will definitely not be taking unsolicited advice from people, whether they're married or single. I will never chastise my husband in public. If he has done something, I will wait until we get home and we will talk about the situation.
I wish more women understood this essential truth about building healthy relationships with men. Though I doubt it, because a lot of modern women think it's very cool to disregard and belittle their relationships. This is because they're more interested in flaunting their addiction to phony feminism on the internet than they are in showing off how much they love and appreciate their men.
I'll never do my husband's laundry.
Why?
Because that's not my job. I'm not my husband's personal assistant. I'm his wife.
Right, so why aren't you doing his laundry?
Oh, it's not just his laundry. I don't cook dinner. I don't set up his doctor's appointments. And I'm not cleaning up his messes. He's a grown-ass man. He can do it himself.
Hang on, this doesn't sound like it has anything to do with your husband. It sounds like you just want to prove a point to people.
What?
The way you're saying this stuff. It's like you just take pride in not doing what most wives do.
Yes, because I'm not going to be a part of this domestic labor force.
Again, do you hear yourself? This isn't about your husband and his capabilities. It's about you hanging on to your feminist image. Does your husband ever brag about the things he's not doing for you? Does he consider chivalry and serving you as a man to be labor?
I mean,
the reason you're so excited about not doing these traditional things is because you've been convinced by some feminist deity that it's your mission to reject them. If you loved your husband and wanted to serve him, you would. Instead, you consciously avoid serving him. That's not love. That's just worshiping ideology at someone's expense. Classic pick-me explanation. Classic feminist name-calling.
It's important for modern women to realize that being your partner's peacemaker rather than his painmaker is the first step towards a happy relationship.
Doesn't appreciate you. Those are symptoms in a marriage of our toxic femininity, of emasculating our husbands. When you are married to a good man, all he wants is for you to be happy. And it doesn't take much for him to be happy in the relationship. I read a gold nugget of advice in marriage from Dr. Laura Schlesinger in her book, The Proper Care and Feeding of Husbands. And she shares that all it takes for a man to be happy in a marriage with a woman is a beer, a sandwich, and a little lovin'. She couldn't be more right. in the best way possible. Good men are simple. They just need a little bit of appreciation, and a beer sandwich and a little loving is the best way to show that appreciation to a man, generally speaking.
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.
A woman tells me she's getting a divorce, I'm going to say congratulations. And here's why. Because I know that this decision was not made in haste, that she has tried everything to make it work. Over the last couple days, I've talked to hundreds of thousands of women, and I've asked them, how long was it between when you emotionally checked out of your marriage to when you filed for divorce? And what was happening in between that time? And the average was 3 to 5 years of emotionally checking out before actually filing for divorce. So women don't just wake up on a random Wednesday morning and decide, you know what, I'm going to divorce my husband today. Because happy women don't leave good marriages. Happy women don't leave good husbands. This is also why so many more women are filing for divorce than men. Because men can stay. Men can stay because they're still benefiting. Because especially if they have kids, the wife is still stepping up and caring for the house. She's caring for the kids.
Watching this video, one can see how women's selfish decision-making skills are the main problem most couples are facing. I mean, if a woman checked out of a situation 5 years ago, why not just leave or work on the relationship instead of just stringing the man along pretending to be his wife while she's not been in 5 years? Because there is no way in hell she is putting any effort into making the relationship work. If she's already checked out, so it's safe to say the problem is not the men, but women's selfish and emotional problems are what is pushing them to make stupid choices.
Why
Absolutely
lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. But it is
That's
why.
going to get clipped.
Well, it is why. It is why, because about 75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive.
And that's the problem. The majority of women have sensitivity issues, and they lack any form of emotional management skill to manage their emotions, so much so they run on negative emotion and blame men for their poor decisions. But the thing is, the majority of the problems women blame men for in a relationship, lesbian couples also experience the exact same problems.
Oh, me too. So, having been in the heterosexual world my whole life, almost 40 years, married to a man, children with a man, coming out of the closet and going into relationships with women, I had a gender bias. I assumed that women were more gentle and women were going to be more emotionally present. And the world I entered was so vastly different. My first live-in girlfriend was extremely abusive, controlling, abusive, and in ways that were really subtle at first, but sent off alarm bells in me that this could be an impending dangerous situation for me physically. And so when I did get the restraining order and apply for that, it wasn't in a vacuum. It wasn't a one-off situation. There had been multiple police reports filed. Prior to that, the first one, I just went down and wanted to put something on record because she shoulder checked me and ripped a necklace off of my neck and screamed in my face. And I thought, something's not right here. And so, you know, I had no idea that not only could women also abuse other women, but statistically it's higher. And that is scary. Yeah. So I was very disillusioned by that. I know I keep using that word. That's my ADHD brain. But it's my favorite word of the day. But yeah, I did have a gender bias myself. And I assumed that they were going to be more gentle, more loving relationships because women are so nurturing. They're also crazy.
Right? I'm in the plane and we're separated because sometimes you can't sit together. But see, my son only wants to be with me, so he fucking sat with me and she sat in between two dudes. Okay? Now, in my mind, you should be able to trust your fucking wife no matter who she's sitting around. But no, I'm sitting there in the plane and I hear yapping and laughing and giggling. I stand up a couple hours into the fucking flight and she's sitting here drinking with these motherfuckers. Cool. Okay, you want to have a good time, right? But mind you guys, when I got in the fucking plane, there was a fucking girl sitting next to me and she sat there and told me, you better not fucking talk to no girl because I know how they are. But you entertaining two motherfuckers? You entertaining 2 dudes and not even the half of it, y'all. She leans in and gives this motherfucker her number. So you know what I did? I got off the plane and I said, did you give this dude your number? And you know what she said? Yeah.
I get so sick of hearing all these women complain about how awful men are and how much easier it'd be if they were just a lesbian. Really? Because if you had actually ever been with a woman, you would not say that. Women are fucking 10 times worse than men. Let's see, here's a list of things that women have done to me. 1, I was dating a girl once who got pregnant while we were together. Obviously that wasn't my fucking kid unless it's a fucking second coming of Jesus. 2, was seeing this other girl. She was staying at my house while I was at work. She invited her fucking ex-boyfriend over. I came home from work, fucking saw them there. 3, when I was 17, I was talking to a 21-year-old who had absolutely no problem with the fact that I was 17. She would just come pick me up and we'd do it in her car in some random ass parking lot. And that is not even fucking including all the other random ass shit I've gone through in the last however fucking many years I've been dating women. Now let's see, here's a list of things that men have done to me. I literally sat here for fucking 10 minutes trying to think of something that a guy has done to me that was bad, and I couldn't. Am I saying all men are fucking perfect? Of course not. Everybody's a fucking piece of shit sometimes. But the fact that people think women are so much easier, get fucking real. So to all these women who think it would just be easier to be a lesbian and date women, I have plenty of phone numbers or Snapchats for you, whatever your preferred mode of communication is. I can get that for you. And you all can give me the numbers of the men who've done you wrong. And me and all these dudes could go sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, and play some fucking darts. Because if being gay was a choice, I would not fucking choose this. I would not subject myself to this fucking torture I've put myself through over these past however many years.
These are all women abusing other women. But since women file for divorce 80% of the time these days, women would have us believe that men are the problems in failed relationships and marriages. All right, I'll need women to please explain this absurdly high divorce rate among lesbian couples. If the issue is with men.
I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced is feeling ignored, inequality in the partnership, adultery, and domestic violence. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships. Because when you have lesbian divorce statistics that look like that, the girls are kind of telling on themselves.
All right, I'll make this quick because I've tried to do this take a few times. I'm extremely disillusioned. 72% of lesbian relationships end in divorce. It's much higher than our gay male counterparts, and it is much higher than the straight relationships. And while we can suppose a lot of things here as to why that is, the most concerning to me are the domestic violence statistics between women and the emotional abuse statistics between women. It has left me disillusioned. And I was already pretty disillusioned anyway, having exclusively been with women for the last 10, 12 years of my life, having been married and divorced to a woman. I already was pretty disillusioned. But looking at the statistics and the fact that they match my own experiences and validate my own experiences with women, I'm just going to leave that there. Happy to be single. Yeah.
The truth is, the majority of what women blame men for is just a fault of them. Their inability to be accountable and take responsibility for their poor behaviors. So they project their guilt and failures on men.
You may remember, I came out as bisexual last year, and since then, I have been dating women. And what I found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl who asked me out, by the way. This is relevant. Because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I sound like all of my guy friends right now.
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there. People frequently make the worst decisions conceivable, like this guy who was caught kissing a different girl while out at a bar with his girlfriend. Now, this foolish person has to explain to his girlfriend why, while the person he messed with enjoys herself with her friends. How dumb is that?
How are you? Hi. Having dinner? What's going on? Having dinner. Who are you? I'm a friend. Cool. It's crazy, right? You want her in here? A work friend? Or? Yes, I'm a friend. Okay, well, I'm his wife. So, what kind of friend are you? We work together. You know our kids tonight? We were planning on having you overnight. You guys are back at the LA. 3 hours from the
Maybe you shouldn't go on a date with a work buddy if you are going to dump them when your wife shows up. Honestly, that dude just acted like a big wimp. I wonder how awkward it would be working with her going forward.
What y'all over here talking about? What's y'all over here talking about? Huh? What's y'all over here talking about? He's just trying to talk to you. What he was saying to you? What y'all over here talking about?
We was just talking.
Why are you talking to a girl? You have a girlfriend. Are you recording me? No, girl, we're not recording you. I'm not recording you. This is real life. He has a whole baby on the way, and you over here trying to talk to girls at the mall like you're fucking 13 years old. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Fucking embarrassing. How embarrassing can you fucking be?
I'm so sorry.
How embarrassing can you fucking be?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, girl. Excuse me. Are you serious right now? You just tried to talk to this whole ass girl when you got a pregnant baby mama.
You're
really?
loud. You're
Really?
loud. You're loud.
I don't care.
Quiet down.
No.
Or what?
You're disrespectful.
Quiet down.
You're disrespectful.
It's absurd that you decided to cheat on your pregnant girlfriend even though she's with you at the mall. Well, that doesn't make you a smart one. Nope, you're simply a dump. And this foolish behavior begs the question, what are you thinking?
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
You're meant to be in London. This is the business trip. Are you for real? Is this real? Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Adam! Well, say something for God's sake. What are you doing here? Let me see who you are. Who are you?
Adam, what's the shouting?
I'm his missus, is what the shouting is. I'm his missus. Yes.
Mrs. Delivery Driver.
Are you
up the food,
really doing that? Are you for real? We live together. We live together, and I've lived together for about 3 years now, and he told me that he was on a business trip. And I'm just kidding. I'm not joking you. I'm not joking you. How long's he been with you? A few months now. You pig!
It must be the biggest joke ever that you told your girlfriend you were on a business trip, only for her to show up with the dinner you ordered for you and your side chick. My G, I'm not sure how you're getting out of this one.
It's facing you, so you gotta open it that way. bathtub facing you. What are those? Can you come here, please? What are those? What are those? What are those? Long time no fucking see, man. What's up? What are those? Who died? Huh? Who died? Apparently I died. Am I dead? What is this? What is this? You did to her, to me, and now this chick? Does she know? Clearly not. Don't worry, we'll tell her. We'll tell her too. You don't have any explanation for what that is? For any of these are? Nothing? Like literally nothing? These were what, this morning? Okay, babe. Want to hang out this weekend? I miss you. You told her I died? You told her I died, Austin? I packed all your stuff already for you.
This guy is so crazy. He told his side chick his girlfriend was dead so he could get laid. What a desperate man that is. I'm over it, G. The proof is in front of you, so let's go on.
Hello.
Hi. Oh, you're just as ugly as I remember. You'll need to get some more of that. Because he uses them for you, not me. We don't need those. That's for you. Was part of your Christmas present, but you might as well keep it. I know exactly what you've been doing and where you've been going for weeks. They're minging, dirty bastards.
Is that all you've got to say? Is that all you've got to say?
Sorry. Really?
Fucking stop me blowing. You fucking pricks.
Getting caught once is daft. Getting caught twice is stupid. You nasty, nasty person.
Jim, you're going to get some self-respect for yourself.
What does he tell you? That we've got a shit relationship? Because it's fucking not. It's a fucking good one, and you've destroyed it. You have destroyed it for a second time. What did you think you were going to do? What was your plan? Did you have a plan? Or did you think you could have both?
Martin, how dare you do this?
They're not worth our words. Come on.
It's evident from his response that this man has moved on from the relationship. Because if you are going to be a wimp about it, why cheat in the first place?
Oh, why are you doing it to me?
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Why are you doing
Give it to me.
Why you hate so much?
Why were you with her? I was not good enough for you?
Yes, you are.
Then why were you with her?
You are everything. Stop being mean to me.
Then why were you with her? No,
me.
then why were you with her? Why did you go pick her up from fucking rehab? Why were you with her?
I love you.
Then why were you with her? Why did you tell her you loved her?
I don't.
Then why were you with her? Why did you fuck her?
Because I was stupid. I was stupid.
I'm done.
Please don't.
Get out. Get out.
Please don't.
It's not fair to you. You fucked her when I'm here at the fucking house waiting for you.
No, was it?
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.
I don't care what anybody says, but a guy should always be paying for dates. I already know the men are gonna come in my comments crying and screaming. I don't care. If you're okay with splitting the bill, if you're okay with taking turns paying, if you're okay with being the one that's paying for most of the things, fine. That's on you, girl. But me, There are men out there who are literally paying for full-blown vacations for women, flying them out, paying for every single thing they could ever want, and you're gonna let a man make you split on a first date? Some men are providers and some men aren't. Some men want to give you the world in that aspect, and some men want to do 50-50, and that's fine. That's not what I want. I'm sorry, but if I'm having your baby, if I'm giving birth to a whole ass human and going through everything that I have to do for that, I am not doing 50-50. It is not a crazy ass bitch. There are so many men out there who do it, trust me. And if a guy is asking you on a date and not paying, stop. You'll never hear from me again.
A man must pay on the first date. Wow, the entitlement of modern women has gotten so out of control that some of them say and do the most absurd things imaginable. Here are some instances where the blinding entitlements of modern women got in the way of their dating success.
Men should always pay on the first date, and this is why.
Looks like we've got another girl math. This is how much my face costs videos. There are thousands of them. Here's how it goes.
There's about to be $2,000 on my face, starting with Dior Moisturizer, $135, Dior Capture of Use Serum, $125.
Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. So they buy a bunch of things, they put them on their face, and they go, that cost me a lot of money, so now you need to pay. And let's not even talk about how much face crap this is. Let's focus on the fact that she gave the price for the whole jar, but she didn't use the whole jar, just a little smudge. Here's why that doesn't make sense. Let's say I'm getting dressed for a date. Maybe I'll wear these jeans, maybe a nice shirt. I'm gonna have to shave. I'll probably drive my car. I'll be paying for the date with money I earned by going to college. And if you think about it, aren't we really all made of the same, like, quantum stuff? Like, in a way, I am the universe. So, two can play at this game. Also, I can't really speak for other guys, but could you just show up like this? This is the before, and this is the after. And I gotta say, $2,000 to disguise the way you look does not sound like a deal to me. I don't know if there are guys who prefer makeup. I don't know if this guy exists, but I would pay extra to avoid it. So when you add this to this and tell me that it costs me money, that's kind of like if I ordered a pizza and it came with a picture of a nicer pizza and that cost me $2,000. If you want to put crap on your face, that's fine. If you want men to pay for dates, that's fine. But nobody is making you do this. A lot of us are fine without it. I don't know what is going on with this generation. My makeup costs $2,000 per date. No, it doesn't.
That's exactly right. It doesn't. And this is just another example of how delusional modern women can be. Kings, don't let them fool you.
I do not accept a coffee or a walk as a possible date option, and neither should you. First of all, I'm not a dog that needs to be walked. Second, I have an espresso machine at home, works fabulous. We're not doing drinks either. You're gonna try to get me drunk and take me back home. No. We are doing dinner. You're gonna pick me up. We're gonna come to the restaurant. We're gonna see your table manners. We're gonna see what you order. We're gonna see, do you hold your chopsticks correctly? We're just gonna, study you a bit.
Okay, here we are again. So she just spoke a bunch of rubbish, as the goal of a first date should be to get to know someone without putting undue pressure on them. Kings, if she can't even go on a casual date with you, then maybe she's not the right person for you. Keep it moving. Since these ladies would always exploit men who are making payments.
All right, y'all. So he had the audacity to take me out on a date and then ask for my money, ask for his money back. That's what we doing?
Yeah, that's what we doing, because you ordered too much food. I told you I was on a budget when we went to the restaurant.
But what that got to do with me? Don't ask me to go out on a date and you can't afford it.
Well, I thought he was more understandable.
Understanding of what?
Because I told you I was on a budget, a few days ago.
So you want me to order a Happy Meal? That's what you want?
That's not
something
what I
cheap?
meant. You could order something cheap, but you could have, stayed within my budget,
Okay, I don't know what your budget is. You never said anything.
Okay.
But if you want a certain budget, you shouldn't be taking nobody else on a date.
But you should have read the menu and saw how much all the food costs and all the drink. So yes, you owe me $40 extra.
I don't owe you nothing. Don't ask nobody on no date if you can't afford it.
It wasn't about not could afford the date. I want to just take you out and get to know you a little bit.
You did. We did that.
But yeah, it was way over my budget, and I felt like you would have been more respectful and just stayed in the range of ordering all the drinks and the crab legs and.
So what? So what? Why do you got a problem with that? You don't need to be taking nobody else anywhere. If anything, take somebody to Burger King. Take them to McDonald's. Don't take them to no upscale restaurant if you can't afford it.
Well, if I would have said Burger King and McDonald's, you wouldn't have went.
Right. So basically, you bribed me into going. Because now you want your money back.
Yeah, I do. Because I'm broke and I need to put gas in my car.
Okay. And I'm supposed to give you that money back?
Yeah, it's for how I took you out so you can look out for me.
No, it don't work like that. You don't know. We just met each other 2 days ago.
Yeah, I know. That's why, we should look out for each other. I took you out to eat, and you should understand there was a,
What
that
are
was
we
a big
looking out
budget.
for each other for? I just met you.
Well, I know, but still, though, you can have the respect and, you know, look out for me when I need you. I mean, that's how it goes.
That's not how
It's
life works.
50-50 in a relationship, ain't it?
We're not doing 50-50. We're not even finna continue anything. So I'm going back to my car and I'm going about my business.
You just met him, yet you rack up the bill like crazy. Hopefully, he won't let you leave until you pay up.
People are mad at this woman for ordering 48 oysters on her first date. So a woman ordered 4 big plates of oysters on her first date, and her date decided to get up and leave after watching her slurp 48 oysters and eat a full course meal. The woman's date decided to tell her he was going to the bathroom, then he basically left without telling her he's leaving. As a result of this, the woman had to pay the entire bill. But what's even worse, after the woman realizing it's been hours and he didn't come back from his trip to the restroom, she texted him saying running out on a tab is crazy. His reply was, I offered to take you out for drinks and you ordered all of that food. Then he said I can cash app you the total for the drinks. So her date basically said he's not paying for the food, but he wouldn't mind paying for his drink and hers. Now, a lot of people find this quite fair since it seems like the date was supposed to be just for drinks, but the woman instead ordered 4 plates of oysters, a full course meal, all for herself. And some people agree with the men, like this person who said, 48 oysters is crazy, but for the first date it's just wild. And someone else said, no way I would have stayed watching her slurp 48 oysters while having her camera on. But on the other hand, some women agree that the man was in the wrong for dipping out and leaving the check. But if you were in this situation, what would you do?
Some of these girls are just pathetic, hungry creatures looking for someone to feed them. I'm glad he did not waste his time entertaining her.
23 relatives on a blind date to test her date's generosity. So the blind date was allegedly set up by his mom and took place in China. So the test didn't go very well. The man skipped out on the bill before the bill came and left her and the relatives with a $3,000 bill. But after that, the woman sued him for not paying the bill. Spoiler alert, she didn't win, but the court did make him pay for his and her meal.
You see how delusional modern women have become? Let's face it, testing a man's generosity with 23 members of your family on a first date is nothing but crazy. So I'm glad he bounced before the check arrived.
Telling my girlfriend he has to pay for our date.
Babe, I forgot my wallet.
How did you do it?
I just left it at home. You ain't got your purse?
I do. I only have lip gloss on it.
We're about to be washing dishes.
No. Do they have a bathroom?
How you don't got no money? You don't have
This is pathetic.
What is?
I'm going to walk back to the car and you can deal with this. This is embarrassing.
If she's going to abandon you to do the dishes by yourself at the restaurant because you forgot your wallet at home, then she's obviously not a keeper. Run.
That was a good meal. Wait a minute. Am I getting any tonight? Well.
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.
A girl that's amazing in bed or amazing in the kitchen?
Amazing in the kitchen. Well, fitness is my lifestyle, and eating healthy is one of the perks to, live fit.
Amazing in the kitchen all day. I'm a hockey player. Your woman got to support you.
Amazing in the kitchen. Nothing's better than coming home to a cooked meal.
Amazing in the kitchen. I need a girl that can cook some amazing food, spice things up, and then come give me the food in the bed.
That's exactly what most men want. Simplicity is the key. However, because most modern women cannot accept men for who they are and just do what men want, women have put themselves in a difficult position by attempting to fulfill what they believe men want. This has led to the BBL epidemics that we have going on.
Now that was a lot of damage. Woo!
These BBLs killing y'all. These BBLs killing y'all. These BBLs killing y'all.
Look at you, so cute. She's ready.
These BBLs killing y'all. These BBLs killing y'all. These BBLs killing y'all.
I don't give 2 fucks, but I am telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real.
It's time to stop body shaming other people. I was at Disneyland today. I wanted to have fun with my siblings, but our day was ruined by all the people that were making fun of the size of my body. And the worst part is that they teach their kids to do the same. They kept taking photos of me, they gave me bad looks all the time, or just kept laughing at me. I know you may think that I am exaggerating, and that is my fault for being a big girl, but this is literally what God gave me, and I have to embrace every single part of me. Even if you have a condition or you look different, you shouldn't get bullied for the way you look. I would never talk negatively about someone else's appearance. Respect is key. This should be a safe place where everyone feels comfortable. And I wasn't doing anything, just existing. At the end of the day, I just wanted to have fun like everyone else. If you don't like something, stop hating and keep it for yourself.
Well, how in the world would you think that kind of junk won't attract unwanted attention? However, it appears that more people are coming out to express their regrets as they understand how foolish it was to get a BBL.
Things I wish a BBL girl would have told me before I got my body done. One would be that when you gain weight drastically where they put fat to. Two would be if you don't take care of yourself and you don't work out, your butt will get so big to where it kind of like goes over your thigh, so it makes you look like a little wisdom tooth, like more hip and then your legs.
Getting a BBL ruined my life. So I was a teenager in the 2010s when Instagram was new and like the it girls were Instagram models and all these girls started getting BBLs. The bigger your ass was, the more successful you were going to be. I saw Kylie Jenner do it and I was like, oh my god, I need that. And I grew up watching like Kim K's butt like triple in size every year and I was like, I need to be her. All the men want her. The reason I'm not getting a boyfriend is because I don't have her butt. So when I got my money up in the 2020s, I spent $15,000 on a new ass, not realizing it was about to be my downfall. BBLs were straight up a trend. My life completely fell apart after I got one. First of all, I only fit in Fashion Nova. I could not fit in any nice, expensive clothes. Designer clothes, Aritzia, all the cute, clean girl clothes, they're meant for skinny girls. I could not get my butt into a pair of jeans for 2 years. I gained 30 pounds after my BBL. I was the heaviest I've ever been in my life. But that's not even the worst part. The way men treated me was so horrifying. I only attracted the broke, drug addicted, abusive losers. I did not attract anyone who was boyfriend material at all because my body was so over sexualized, you know what I'm saying? I realized something had to change. So I got on Ozempic. I lost 30 pounds and like now can fit in like classier clothing and cover my body without looking like a cow.
What made me regret it was how big it was and how I felt like people didn't take me serious. Like, people did not take me serious to me. Like, all they thought I was a booty. Like, but it gives me like so many insecurities. Like, I know how to hold my own when I'm out in public, you know, and I hear people talking or whatever. It used to bother me a lot. And I used to always want to clap back at people when they said stuff like, oh, your butt big, your legs little, you look like an ant, yada, yada, yada. I even had friends who supposed to be my friends that wasn't my friends, that even when they got mad at me, they talked about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, they knew that it was a problem for me. And with them knowing it was a problem for me, they brought up the problem areas.
Be clear, I'm not telling anyone to go and do surgery. I'm not persuading anyone to go and do it. Like, me personally, I've experienced a lot of things and it's just got to the point where it's affected my health. So the whole reason why I decided to do a BBL in the first place was because I was a lazy git. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't like working out. I was very unfit, and that's the realest of it all. Like, I didn't be honest, I was very lazy. I didn't care. I had the money and I wanted to go do something. I wanted to go do it, and I done it. And I was in so much pain. My bum was throbbing. My bum was burning me. It was literally like, imagine burning yourself with hot water, that pain. And I knew straight away that something wasn't right with my bum. Like, something just wasn't right. Even on the plane back to the UK, like, sitting down was so uncomfortable for me. It was so stressful because I didn't get up to walk around and make sure the blood was circulating in my bum. So those things had a big impact on my procedure.
Just to cut to the chase, the reason why I regret having my BBL is because in the course of 3 months, I lost almost all of my volume. I did everything that I was told to do. I've been sick. I haven't been able to keep a lot of food down. I have really bad acid reflux and heartburn. So I've lost even more volume. So I'm no longer the size that I was in pants.
And yes, that is the other issue with the process. It is quite dangerous.
There's also a high rate, when I go through the research in talking about it, of young women losing their lives, having serious complications, specifically around embolisms, fatty embolisms. Do you want to talk to the viewers and tell them what is this potential risk, what is the procedure, how often it happens, and what your recommendations would be on something like that?
So BBL stands for Brazilian butt lift, and essentially it is taking fat from a different part of your body and injecting it into the butt. And up until a few years ago, we thought that this was the safest way to enhance the buttocks. And as we know, our society and our culture, it's really focused on the derriere. Unfortunately, studies have now shown that it has the highest mortality rate, death rate, in all of plastic surgery.
And I just said, as my sister died,
And he just said, I'm sorry, but yeah.
A British mum has died with her organs missing after flying to Turkey for Brazilian butt lift surgery. Cadel Brown paid £5,400 for a butt lift, a tummy tuck and a boob job. Her devastated sister Leanne, who was at the clinic with Cadel, called the establishment a pop-up butcher's shop. She spoke to ITV about what happened after finding out her sister had died.
When they returned her body, they'd kept pieces of her heart and her intestines.
I don't think it was allowed, but they said it's legal. They can take what they want. I thought you'd have to ask at least permission from family before you took anything, but...
According to the Foreign Office, 28 Brits have died having cosmetic surgery in Turkey since 2019.
Unfortunately, this one isn't fake news. Yesterday, the Washington Post reported on a fake doctor who got 10 years in prison for killing a woman with toxic injections into her behind. The Washington Post is referring to the Florida case of O'Neill Ron Morris, who pled no contest to manslaughter and practicing without a license. Over the course of a 3-year period from 2007 to 2011, Morris injected patient Shatarka Newby 10 times with a mixture of cement, mineral oil, bathroom caulking, and fix-a-flat tire sealant. In March 2012, Newby died. A medical examiner found the official cause of death to be respiratory failure from massive systemic silicone migration from injections to Newby's buttocks and hips. Why would anyone put themselves in harm's way for no reason? And for the few that managed to get it done successfully, the upkeep of this BBL junk has turned some of these females into a body odor stinking machine.
Yeah, those BBLs be stinking. So you guys may have seen this online that BBL smells is trending. And there are a lot of reasons for that smell, but I think that I will tell you guys a story about a girl that I dated, and I took her out. She had a BBL. Her body looked crazy good. Like, she had it done right. Her whole body looked amazing. So we linked up and we went out, had a really good time. We went to a Lakers game and then went to a spot by LA Live and had some dinner. Had a really good time. And so she was like, so what you trying to do? I was like, yeah, let's go back to my place and relax, have a nightcap and see where it takes us. So we drive back to my spot. And so light the candles, get the music going, open up a bottle of champagne, and we sitting there and we're having a nice vibe. And, we start getting into it and everything, and clothes start to come off. And she wanted to give me a little show. So she was like, just stand right there. And so, like, she took off everything very seductively and got on my bed and started twerking that thing, right? And I was like, what the hell? Because at this point, she got nothing on. And I smelled this smell, and it hits my nose. The shit was like a assault of my nose. I'm like, what the hell? And so I'm like, baby, not to be rude, but I know we had a long day. You're not smelling that fresh down there. I think you need to get into the shower and go ahead and freshen up. And she looked at me so embarrassed. I did it as gently as I could, but what I realized is if someone has had a normal size behind for all of their life, and then they switch up, and now they got this big BBL, they have to reach back there and really clean. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not used to doing that, they might not know that, hey, you sweat differently. Everything is different when you add that much more meat back there. That thing can't breathe as good. And so she ended up getting in the shower and everything. I had everything that she needed. And I ended up clapping them cheeks. And it was much better. But some people, the smell, I think her smell was coming from just not being able to get back there and clean properly. But some people's smell is coming from what the excretions and what's coming out with the fat that they've actually put in to their bodies. So, BBLs for me is just for fun. Those women are for fun. Like, you can't take women with BBLs, in my opinion, to parent-teacher conferences. They big old ass knocking over the little kids' crayons and stuff as they try to walk through the parent-teachers conferences in them small-ass classrooms. That's not really for me. That's for fun. That's for, weekend fun. Wifey material is just regular, natural women that you can build a family with and give a great life to. But that's one of my stories on BBLs.
No one wants to deal with all that. Please, ladies, remember that a BBL is ultimately not going to keep a man, because that is not what men are looking for in a potential partner.
BBLs, like the women that's not even in y'all league.
We don't want BBLs.
Hold on.
She telling us what men want.
Hold on, no. She didn't say that. Yeah. Understand a BBL does not make you in another league. It actually brings you down now.
Some men love it though.
No, we love to play with it. I call them rentals. You're like a rental car. You go out to Miami, you rent that Lamb, you rent that Ferrari. The shit you can't drive at home. It's fun to drive out there, but now I'm not paying for this. This shit going back to the rental office when I'm...
Watch this. Here you go, baby. I got your car. Oh. My bad. You can have mine.
Robert, why are you playing with me? And why are you wasting coffee?
Psych, no, it was a joke. I got you one for real.
I literally...
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.
A woman tells me she's getting a divorce, I'm going to say congratulations. And here's why. Because I know that this decision was not made in haste, that she has tried everything to make it work. Over the last couple days, I've talked to hundreds of thousands of women, and I've asked them, how long was it between when you emotionally checked out of your marriage to when you filed for divorce? And what was happening in between that time? And the average was 3 to 5 years of emotionally checking out before actually filing for divorce. So women don't just wake up on a random Wednesday morning and decide, you know what, I'm going to divorce my husband today. Because happy women don't leave good marriages. Happy women don't leave good husbands. This is also why so many more women are filing for divorce than men. Because men can stay. Men can stay because they're still benefiting. Because especially if they have kids, the wife is still stepping up and caring for the house. She's caring for the kids.
Watching this video, one can see how women's selfish decision-making skills are the main problem most couples are facing. I mean, if a woman checked out of a situation 5 years ago, why not just leave or work on the relationship instead of just stringing the man along pretending to be his wife while she's not been in 5 years? Because there is no way in hell she is putting any effort into making the relationship work. If she's already checked out, so it's safe to say the problem is not the men, but women's selfish and emotional problems are what is pushing them to make stupid choices.
Why
Absolutely
lesbian
not.
relationships don't last. Well, it is
That's
Oh,
why.
gonna get clipped.
It is why. It is why. Because about 70-75% of divorces are initiated by women. And the simplest explanation for that is that on average, the most unhappy person in the relationship is going to be the woman. Well, why? Well, because on average, she has higher levels of negative emotion. That doesn't necessarily mean that that negative emotion doesn't reflect problems in the relationship.
Yeah.
But she's going to be more sensitive.
And that's the problem. The majority of women have sensitivity issues, and they lack any form of emotional management skill to manage their emotions, so much so they run on negative emotion and blame men for their poor decisions. But the thing is, the majority of the problems women blame men for in a relationship, lesbian couples also experience the exact same problems.
Oh, me too. So, having been in the heterosexual world my whole life, almost 40 years, married to a man, children with a man, coming out of the closet and going into relationships with women, I had a gender bias. I assumed that women were more gentle and women were going to be more emotionally present. And the world I entered was so vastly different. My first live-in girlfriend was extremely abusive, controlling, abusive, and in ways that were really subtle at first, but sent off alarm bells in me that this could be an impending dangerous situation for me physically. And so when I did get the restraining order and apply for that, it wasn't in a vacuum. It wasn't a one-off situation. There had been multiple police reports filed. Prior to that, the first one, I just went down and wanted to put something on record because she shoulder checked me and ripped a necklace off of my neck and screamed in my face, and I thought, something's not right here. And so, I had no idea that not only could women also abuse other women, but statistically it's higher. And that is scary. Yeah. So I was very disillusioned by that. I know I keep using that word. That's my ADHD brain. But it's my favorite word of the day. But yeah, I did have a gender bias myself. And I assumed that they were going to be more gentle, more loving relationships because women are so nurturing. They're also freaking crazy.
Right? I'm in the plane and we're separated because sometimes you can't sit together. But see, my son only wants to be with me, so he fucking sat with me and she sat in between two dudes. Okay? Now, in my mind, you should be able to trust your fucking wife no matter who she's sitting around. But no, I'm sitting there in the plane and I hear yapping and laughing and giggling. I stand up a couple hours into the fucking flight and she's sitting here drinking with these motherfuckers. Cool. Okay, you want to have a good time, right? But mind you, guys, when I got in the fucking plane, there was a fucking girl sitting next to me, and she sat there and told me, you better not fucking talk to no girl because I know how they are. But you entertaining two motherfuckers? You entertaining two dudes, and not even the half of it, y'all. She leans in and gives this motherfucker her number. So you know what I did? I got off the plane, and I said, did you give this dude your number? And you know what she said? Yeah.
I get so sick of hearing all these women complain about how awful men are and how much easier it'd be if they were just a lesbian. Really? Because if you had actually ever been with a woman, you would not say that. Women are fucking 10 times worse than men. Let's see, here's a list of things that women have done to me. 1, I was dating a girl once who got pregnant while we were together. Obviously that wasn't my fucking kid, unless it's a fucking second coming of Jesus. 2, I seen this other girl. She was staying at my house. While I was at work, she invited her fucking ex-boyfriend over. I came home from work, fucking saw them there. 3, when I was 17, I was talking to a 21-year-old who had absolutely no problem with the fact that I was 17. She would just come pick me up and we'd do it in her car in some random ass parking lot. And that is not even fucking including all the other random ass shit I've gone through in the last however fucking many years I've been dating women. Now let's see, here's a list of things that men have done to me. I literally sat here for fucking 10 minutes trying to think of something that a guy has done to me that was bad, and I couldn't. Am I saying all men are fucking perfect? Of course not. Everybody's a fucking piece of shit sometimes. But the fact that people think women are so much easier, get fucking real. So to all these women who think it would just be easier to be a lesbian and date women, I have plenty of phone numbers or Snapchats for you, whatever your preferred mode of communication is. I can get that for you. And you all can give me the numbers of the men who've done you wrong. And me and all these dudes could go sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, and play some fucking darts. Because if being gay was a choice, I would not fucking choose this. I would not subject myself to this fucking torture I've put myself through over these past however many years.
These are all women abusing other women. But since women file for divorce 80% of the time these days, women would have us believe that men are the problems in failed relationships and marriages. All right, I'll need women to please explain this absurdly high divorce rate among lesbian couples. If the issue is with men.
I could not resist, so I had to look it up. From the Office of National Statistics, from a 2019 study, in ever-increasing numbers, we are now at a lesbian divorce rate of 72%. So the top 4 reasons that they are reporting getting divorced is feeling ignored, inequality in the partnership, adultery, and domestic violence. Personally, I feel like this lends some weight to men's arguments and complaints about how women are behaving in relationships. Because when you have lesbian divorce statistics that look like that, the girls are kind of telling on themselves.
All right, I'll make this quick because I've tried to do this take a few times. I'm extremely disillusioned. 72% of lesbian relationships end in divorce. It's much higher than our gay male counterparts, and it is much higher than the straight relationships. And while we can suppose a lot of things here as to why that is, the most concerning to me are the domestic violence statistics between women and the emotional abuse statistics between women. It has left me disillusioned, and I was already pretty disillusioned anyway, having exclusively been with women for the last 10, 12 years of my life, having been married and divorced to a woman. I already was pretty disillusioned. But looking at the statistics and the fact that they match my own experiences and validate my own experiences with women, I'm just going to leave that there. Happy to be single. Yeah.
The truth is, the majority of what women blame men for is just a fault of them. Their inability to be accountable and take responsibility for their poor behaviors. So they project their guilt and failures on men.
You may remember, I came out as bisexual last year, and since then, I have been dating women. And what I've found very fascinating is that the more I date women, the more I find myself understanding heterosexual men. Let me explain. Exhibit A. I was on a first date with a girl, who asked me out, by the way, this is relevant, because when the check came, she never once made a move to pay. Not even like the fake, let me reach for my purse move. And though I don't mind paying on a date, part of me felt like, the offer would have been nice. I was also a little taken aback that she didn't even say thank you. And I never heard from her again. It really made me feel like she just asked me out so she could have a free dinner. And the moment I thought that, I was like, oh my God, I sound like all of my guy friends right now.
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.
I don't like finding out that a guy doesn't like me anymore. That he's like over me. What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean you're over me? Like you've moved on? That's not how this works. That's not how this works, okay? I was supposed to go my whole life knowing in the back of my mind that you still liked me, okay? I was supposed to think that every time I saw you, your heart did a little pitter-patter, okay? Now you've moved on? What does that mean? That's not possible. I don't understand, okay? Because you're supposed to still like me. Because now that you don't like me, I feel like I need to like you, okay? You liked me, I didn't like you. Now you don't like me, now I feel like I need to like you. Now I feel like, wait, do I like him? No, that's not how we play this game, okay? You can't just move on. You're supposed to be stuck on me for the rest of your life.
Women enjoy rejecting men because it makes them feel in charge and powerful, which in turn gives them a false sense of confidence and pride in themselves. However, they can't stand rejection. So the only way for a man to succeed in this game of life is to know when to walk away. Gentlemen, don't show disdain if she rejects you or says no. Instead, keep it pushing.
I recently was going on dates with a man, and nice guy, good guy, treated me well. But once I realized that he was not my husband, because I'm only looking for husband energy at the moment, I ended things with him, and I sent him a text, because like it wasn't that serious, you know, I didn't feel like I needed to do it in person. Anyways, I sent him a text, told him that I didn't see it going any further, and he agreed. He said that he didn't think that he could make me happy. And while I appreciate that, it was a very kind response, he didn't even try. He didn't even try and say that he like wanted to change, that he wanted to like whatever. Like, I can be manipulated. I will listen to you. But you didn't even try.
I'm glad he didn't put any pressure on her, because how can she be upset with a man for granting her wish when you told him it was over and he complied? But in all honesty, that's simply her bruised ego talking. Due to the narcissistic nature of most modern women, they will say or do anything to boost their ego, which is why most modern women would create or arrange for any circumstances that would enable them to reject a man.
Okay, I am the problem. I went on a date with this guy and he was like, it's getting late. Do you want to come back to my place? And I was like, sure, but I'm not going to sleep with you. Like, that's not happening. And he was like, that's totally fine. Just come over. And I was like, cool. So I go to his place. He respects my wishes. He's so nice. He cuddles me all night. And I'm like, are you gay? Like, what? And like, I just wanted him to like try. And then for me to be like, no, you know what I mean? I wasn't gonna sleep with him. Now I feel ugly. This is what.
Women often say that no means no, but in actuality, no can only truly mean no if a man persists in making advances on a woman. However, when a man listens, protects himself, keeps his distance and walk away, most modern women feels rejected. Therefore, gentlemen, respect her boundaries and keep it moving when she says no.
Oh, is it cool if I grab your number though? I can't take you on a date? Why? Oh, okay, no worries. Excuse me. Oh my god, I'm in love with you. What's your name? Ashley. Huh? Ashley. Are you from Australia?
That was easy.
Boy, she was shot. Huh? Oh, yeah, it would work. Already? It would work. Already? What? That's fun. Oh, you can give your number? Who's this? I have no idea what this girl is.
A woman will reject a man just to boost her ego. But the thing is this, women's greatest vulnerability is also the inflated superiority they get from rejecting men. Therefore, as a man, all you have to do is pick yourself up and move on if a woman rejects you or treats you disrespectfully. In that case, you've just dealt her false sense of control and power a severe blow. But if you don't respect yourself and walk away, when the moment is right, she will eventually lose interest in you and leave.
You can't walk away from somebody that is disrespectful and is not good for you, but you don't have a willingness to walk away. What happens is, for a man, normally when somebody annoys you, when somebody disrespects you, whatever it is, 1 or 2 fights or whatever it is, then you can get physical and get it out of your system and never speak to that person again. With a woman, you can't touch her. So you have all this rage that you can't actually give to her because that's inappropriate. So you give it to yourself. You start to hate yourself. When she's doing things that you know are so wrong, but you don't have a willingness to walk away, you might stay with her, but at the expense of your own self-respect. And you will literally start to hate yourself. You will look at yourself like you're a weaker person, and she can smell that off you. So the disrespect gets worse and the meanness gets worse. So when she learns you don't have that willingness to walk away, instead of appreciating you for staying with her through her battles, she now thinks, okay, he'll never go, but we're actually looking for the line. So she'll push you more and push you more and push you more, waiting to see where the line, the threshold is. If she can't find it, she'll just leave you.
The problem is that most guys nowadays struggle with knowing when to say enough is enough, and women will always take advantage of that. But as a man, your greatest strength is in knowing when and how to walk away from a situation, a person, or an environment that no longer makes you feel fulfilled, respected, or valued. You should never, as a man, accept disrespect as the norm because, no, it is not. Set your boundaries and always be prepared to walk away, even if it hurts.
Oh, wow. You are gorgeous.
Oh, please. Let me just say that to all the girls you date.
Get out.
What?
Just get out, please.
What?
I'm sorry.
That's rude.
I'm sorry. That's rude of me. Just, can you please get out, please? I'm not trying to be rude. Just trying to be happy.
Whatever.
So.
If you like this video, you will undoubtedly like the next one much more. I'll see you there.